Hello, everybody. This is Antinatalist, and today I am going to address the hypocrisies of the human race. Now, every single person on the planet is a hypocrite in some manner, and let's take a pet keeper, a pet guardian, for instance. There are times when, some people just seem very hypocritical, and they may feed a vegetarian may feed their dog something that another person considers them not a vegan for, such as meat products or rawhides. Now, there's so many ways that a person can be a hypocrite in their lives. For instance, so-called environmentalists have children, right? A former presidential candidate, can't think of his name right now, but he had 3 kids. And he was a staunch environmentalist. Of course, people can turn vegan later in life. They can turn antinatalist later in life, and they can, they can change their philosophies. They can change a lot of things about their lives. Now, I cannot ever consider myself an environmentalist because I travel a lot, which means I fly. And which means it's very, very harmful to the planet, and the carbon footprint of an airplane flyer is so much higher than somebody who, takes a bus or walks everywhere. And another reason why I cannot be an environmentalist is because I am a shopaholic. I love shopping, and I'm at a place now that has discount wares. Now, I realize the disposability of discount wares. This particular dog bed is only $12.99. And it's really, really cute. I love it. I mean, I can always use another one, right? It's a different color. It's a different shape. I just love this particular design. I don't need one, but I really, really want this for my dogs. And so I've got a cart full of things here today. And some of them are presents for a friend of mine who also has dogs. Some people may consider my lifestyle, having multiple cars at home, that, we truthfully don't need, but, that it actually helps our lifestyle, and it's very convenient in case one car has a flat, or in case we need a bigger car for potentially carrying a dog or whatnot. So every single person on this planet can be considered hypocritical. For instance, take the world of porn. Now, I hear a lot of men, they will mention the fact that women shop, or that women buy too many things, or that, women wear too many clothes, have too many shoes. The world of porn is can be very exploitive, and it usually is, and it's not always a choice, guys. Whether it's porn stars, whether it's somebody who has been trafficked, you don't know that. And when you see these just vulgar exploits, online, on these, free online channels, where abuse of women, physical abuse, emotional abuse, even torture. Folks, you need to reconsider whether you think that that's consensual, because women could be drugged, they could be trafficked, and they could have been misled on why they were taken to another country. In fact, some women are promised a glamorous job of modeling with lots of money, and then they get to a developed country, a wealthy country, and then they are exploited and told to perform sex acts, and they are forced into the world of pornography or sex slavery or prostitution. And then they are, if they refuse, then they are told that they must repay the person or the entity that brought them over to the country and replace their housing, their airfare, and whoever it was that sponsored them. So there can be a lot of deception in sex working fields. So just because you think women are making a lot of money with doing performing sex acts, oral or whatever, and even if they seem to have a smile on their face, question everything. I mean, what woman really wants to perform sex acts on strangers for a worldwide audience? And the sex working industry is very temporary. They want the youngest girls, the prettiest girls, the shapeliest girls. They don't want women who are pregnant unless it's selling some kind of pregnancy fetish porn. But the majority of women do not want to suck dick and be filmed doing so for strangers, and for gross men, and for dirty men, and for unclean men, and for all kinds of men, all walks of life. That's just not how women work. And I know that a lot of men, they promote the favor of the sex industry, and they have this feeling that women have free choice, and that is not the case. In fact, it's not the case in a lot of situations. A woman who has children to raise, a single mom, she's going to get the job that pays the most for the shortest amount of time. A woman who has a drug addiction problem, she is not going to be flexible in what kind of job she gets. She needs a fix, and she's addicted, and she's desperate. A lot of desperate women go into the world of porn. And so there's a matter of consent there. And when you visit porn sites, you do not know whether the woman or man, for that matter, has consented, and you never will. And I know that there's a huge element of porn that is very destructive to women, and women are being administered harm. They're being shot with all kinds of non-lethal weapons. They're whipped. They are harmed, gagged. Limbs are broken. And listen, folks, that's not normal. Any woman who wants that to happen to her is not normal. And even if there is a fraction of women who want that done to them, that is not normal. That is a significant mental illness. So you are viewing something that is harmful to another being. If somebody is getting off sexually from the harms done to another human being or animal or, a child, it's just reprehensible. It's unfathomable to me that, that a man or even a woman could get off sexually from harming and watching the harm of another person. So this video kind of strayed, and I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash. People are going to they're going to respond to this, and they're going to say, oh, but women choose this, but women make a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you this. There's no amount of money that can make up for the degradation and the harm and the low self-esteem that is created when somebody tortures or sexually degrades another human being. And there's very, very few women that can stay in the industry of porn for more than a few years. It is a very, very brief career. And let's see, what else? There's a new crop of 17, 18-year-olds every year, and women are replaced very, very quickly. Meanwhile, the reputations are tainted. The likelihood of somebody getting a really good job or even a really good partner, a mate in life, after they've, reduced themselves to being sexually exploited, it's pretty slim. And a lot of women just decide, to be prostitutes or to be escorts and to, give themselves up like that because they feel that that's all that they can do, and the money can be really good. I mean, escorts can charge hundreds of dollars for half an hour or an hour of putting out, so to speak. So I know this video kind of strayed, but I've been wanting to do a video on porn, and I didn't put a lot of thought into this. At one point I had some written notes, and I had a really developed article written, but for some reason it wasn't finished, and I just really wanted to get this video out. Just because you see something online, do not consider it always consensual. And sex trafficking is at an all-time high. At every airport, at every customs entry, I've seen posters at massage places, especially the Chinese massage places. There are stickers on the wall. There's even stickers on the wall in emergency rooms in hospitals. So sex trafficking is just a huge, huge problem. And, our governments, our social workers, everybody's trying to fight this problem because it's way bigger than you ever think it is. So if you are, a porn consumer, if you are a porn watcher, if you're an addict, if this is something you like, just consider the fact that this is not consensual. So you may be an antinatalist fellow, and you may be a minimalist, and you may be a vegan, and you may think that you're adhering to all the aspects of antinatalism, but you flip on that porn every night, and you can't help yourself, so to speak. Just remember that you are being a hypocrite, because porn is usually not consensual. And some people may say, but I don't want to work, period. I don't want to be born, or there's a lot of things in life that I don't want to do, and I'm doing them, and it's not consensual because birth wasn't consensual. I'm not going to even argue. I'm not going to split hairs over, whether porn is right or wrong, or whether it's ethical. But when you see women abused, tortured, physically harmed, mentally harmed, gagged, choked, consider your interest in that particular spectatorship. What does that say about you? Because it really doesn't say much about a person who gets off sexually, or who delights in the harms done to other people. So, I mean, all of us are hypocrites, at some point in life, and I don't think I'm a strong hypocrite, but yes, I do fall into, I mean, if somebody were to really just rip my life apart and say this, this person's such a heavy consumer, and she lives in a first world, and, she feeds her dogs things that are not vegan, and she flies in airplanes, and she has a ton of shoes, and, she shops a lot, and she could be doing a lot more for society. And that's true for all of us. So just kind of wanted to get that video out there, because I work extremely hard doing videos, and the one sacrifice, if you will, although I don't consider it a sacrifice myself, but I did not have children. And even though I may be a hypocrite in some aspects, I did not bring harm into the world. And so when I'm gone, that's the end of my legacy. And I do hope that my antinatalist preaching will go on and on. And I think I really have made a dent in the world. I think I'm well known. I think I've even seen my quotes when I Google antinatalism and stuff. I have seen my quotes come up from like 10 years ago. I don't always see my name attached to them, which is rather disappointing, because, if I were to die or whatever, become famous after I'm dead, nobody will know that those quotes were created by me. I also did a lot of e-cards when I first became an antinatalist. And at one point, somebody thought my initials, DB, stood for David Benatar, which it doesn't, folks. So if you see memes, it has a DB, and it has a date on it, a year on it. It's me, because I've been very prolifically outspoken online. So, just please refrain from your comments, whether you think, porn is a good thing, and whether you think it's good for women, because I'm not going to agree with that. No matter how strongly you try to argue your case, a lot of it's non-consensual. And like I said, it's a very, very short-lived career. And, it's just so unhealthy for women. I mean, there's diseases, there's pregnancy, there's all kinds of problems, including AIDS, that could visit a prostitute or an escort. And you cannot be sure that the woman did consent. And so when you can't be sure that someone consents, just as in having a baby, you cannot be sure that that person would want to be born. And so because of that, we as antinatalists refrain from bringing somebody into this world, because we know for a fact that they are going to be harmed. They may do good in the world. They may actually help other people. We don't know that. But what we do know for sure, for a fact, is that every child born will suffer, age, and die. That's sad. So thanks for watching. Any replies down below are welcome. If they get too ugly, I will delete them. Oh boy. Yes. I would definitely not cross off that awesome box myself. So, just please don't reproduce. That's the only thing. I mean, even if you're a hypocrite, folks, just please don't reproduce. And if you have reproduced, just don't reproduce anymore, and encourage other people not to reproduce, and just talk about the harms. If you're a parent, talk about the harms that your children go through, and how you wish, that you had adopted, or that you had spared your own child, or that you had helped society, helped seniors, helped, homeless people or seniors, or but whatever. When you become a parent, you have just raised another consumer and a sufferer. So even those hypocrites out there, it's better to do anything but reproduce. And I want to show you something funny. I had these nails done yesterday, and I did I really, really like my guy that who does them for me. And so I asked him about this shape, and he said that was a coffin shape. So I thought that was kind of cool. I never even considered it to coffin shape, but I really like it. And this is another way that I consume, things in my world. And I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's just kind of fun to see all the colors and shapes, and it's just a way to get out, and people take care of you. You're served, you're treated, and so I can justify my actions superficially, that is, because obviously nobody needs these nails, and they don't. It's probably it's cumbersome, it's expensive, it gets in the way of typing and texting. But it's something that I like, and so I justify it by thinking I'm just passing time in my day. It keeps me from boredom. I mean, everybody has to, resort to placating their need to be free of boredom, and boredom is a very, very bad thing. For instance, the people in jail, they're probably extremely bored, and that boredom creates a lot of stress. So, just consider what you spend your time on. There's healthier things in this world to do, and there's not so healthy things. And so I just had to bring out the porn spill, because it's something I've wanted to mention for a long, long time. And, anytime women bring up the negatives about porn, you get a lot of backlash from the male community, and then women who are sex workers and whatnot. But it's just not a consensual industry overall, and there's just too much harm. There's girls, women, children, men who are literally sold into sex work and sex slavery. So if you are against slavery, which could be human slavery, animal slavery, reconsider your time spent watching porn. That's all I want to ask of you. And there's a lot of things that you could do with your time other than participate and consume porn or violence, or whatever it is that you consume. I mean, even shopping is better. I think shopping is far more valuable, and it really does give people jobs, and people do need jobs because they have to work, they have to make money. So the best thing of all to do is to refrain from reproducing, and then you have conquered consumerism and exploitation of animals, slaughterhouses, blah blah blah, everything. So I think I've covered just about all the bases. So just about every entity, every being is hypocritical in some respect. And religious people and followers and believers, they are very, very hypocritical. Probably one of the most hypocritical people of all. But in fact, I've noticed in my neighborhood, in my area, there's these signs that says "Love your neighbor," because there's so much hate. And I mean, whether it's you know, the paint color of your house, whether it's the fence in your yard, whether it's your dog barking, or how tall you let your grass grow, or how many cars you have on the street parked. People, there's just so much conflict, and so people just get really petty and really nasty, and I think the human race just really needs to come to an end. There needs to be extinction, folks. Human race needs to be extinct. Go extinct. Voluntary human extinction. And that's what I stand for. I stand for voluntary human extinction. This is not a forced philosophy. It is just, you know, it's something that you do on your own because you want to spare others from harm. So, you know, the next time you point out hypocrisies in activists, just consider all the good that they are doing in their lifetimes, and just consider the videos and the promotionals that you know they are passing out, and consider what they really stand for, and the fact that they, you know, don't have children. So that's about it for my video. It's pretty long. It's 26 minutes. So if you've watched it this far, my channel appreciates it. So if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification button, and you'll get notifications, and it's greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.